It's John O'Clock! Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to another Mattel figure review. This is a JBL basic figure review, and I'm really excited by this because he's got his kind of commentator's gear on, and I'm always interested in getting the commentators, the ring announcers. It kind of makes it feel like it's more like I'd love a ref. Why haven't they made a ref? So I'd love to get a ref. JoJo, that would be cool. I mean, they've made Renee Young. We know we've got a Corey Graves on the way as well. They made a Michael Cole, but it was a build of Michael Cole. You had to collect like all these, I think it was like 4 figures in a series or something. I don't need Byron Saxton. But yeah, anyway, we've got a JBL. Let me tell you a little bit about JBL just before we get to the figure itself. JBL was, get this right, he is a 17-time hardcore champion. Amazing. He was doing American football before wrestling, and I think it was like the I forget their name, LA Raiders. And the San Antonio Riders were a couple of teams that he signed for. You can tell my American football knowledge is not the greatest. But then I never claimed that it was. He started wrestling in '92, and he was wrestling for like a lot of independent companies and the NWA. And actually he was the North American heavyweight NWA champion. He signs with WWE in late '95, makes his debut in early '96 and beats, I think it was Bob Holly. But then he goes on to form the New Blackjacks with Barry Windham. And then famously, he is part of the Acolytes, The Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness, his partner being Farouk or Ron Simmons. And then when that kind of comes to an end, they go off and become the APA, the Acolytes Protection Agency. They have fantastic success. They're really fun as well. But then ultimately he goes on to have this great singles career, becomes WWE champion, has a reign for about 9 months. JBL carries on competing, but ultimately becomes a commentator. I think he retires from in-ring action. I think it was at WrestleMania as well. In 2009, and as you say, he's a commentator on SmackDown these days. I can tell you, right, I've got a list of the things that he achieved. He was WWE champ, Intercontinental champ, United States champ, European champion, tag team champion 3 times, and the Wrestling Observer ranked him as the 5th best wrestler in 2005. As we said, this isn't his wrestling attire or anything like that. This is him in his kind of commentating gear, which I think is really cool. As I say, I'd love to see them do more of that. Other ones in this series: Cena, of course it's Cena, JBL, Randy Orton, Luke Harper, and that is a great looking Luke Harper, Xavier Woods, and Goldust. I really like the look of the Goldust. I'm still not getting it because I know there's that elite on the way for Goldust. So that is it. There's his smiley face. It's John O'Clock! Okay guys, so I've got the figure out, and head's a little bit loose. Really loose actually. That might just be mine. And I think like the proportions are pretty good. Like he's wearing his suit. Doesn't feel like this jacket comes off. It feels like it's, pretty well stuck together. And yeah, kind of what you see is what you get. I mean, there's obviously no surprises on the back or anything like that. This figure is no surprises, very little in the way of articulation. Like, it's very stiff, like the leg joint's very stiff. You're not going to be able to get much kind of movement or action out of this figure. It's really, I would say, a figure for people that want to really get all the commentators, referee, get like the whole kind of feel for a WWE event. If you've like got your play set up and you want the wrestlers and everything, I don't think you're going to be able to get much out of that if you play with your figures and you want to actually use him as a competitor. As I said, it's very, very tough. Jacket doesn't feel like it comes off. I just don't think you're going to be able to get much out of this. So for that reason, I'm going to mark it down a touch. But I love the fact that there's a JBL now in his commentating gear in my collection. So I like it. I think you just have to decide what it is that you want. It works for me. I think that this is good face scam, really good hair type as well. Because obviously famously he changed his gimmick. He was like Bradshaw, beer drinking in bars with Ron Simmons and, you know, long black hair. And then he cut all the hair off and, you know, became like this cowboy businessman. And so like he had this complete gimmick overhaul. And I think that reflects nicely in there. In fact, you can kind of see that gimmick overhaul because there's the figure. There's the two of them side by side. There's JBL and there's Bradshaw. That's what he used to look like with the long black hair and the goatee and everything. He got rid of all of that, complete gimmick change. One of the most dramatic gimmick changes I think we've ever seen. His head is actually smaller on this one than it is on this one. So not only did he change his gimmick, he shrunk his head as well, according to Mattel. So anyway, I'm going to give this, it's a solid figure, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Awesome guys, thanks a lot for watching. Drop in the comments below if you're thinking of getting this or if you're going to give it a pass. This head is very, very loose. If you like the video, please give it a like. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. And hopefully, I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.